So a person who is submitting their will may be going to a church. Somebody submitting their will to Allah may go to a synagogue. Somebody submitting their will to Allah may be in a mosque. But the commonality of what is happening is that we go to these churches, we go to these mosques, and we go to the synagogues, and because we don't know what our purpose is, we go out and we're no different from anybody else. We act the same way that everybody else acts. When they think that their Lord is not aware of them, we lose and we leave our purpose. Our purpose has all the sustenance we will ever need. Allah would never send us here, and we were personally picked to come here. We are the ones that made it to a place that thousands of sails could not reach. Those sails had no thought, had no direction, but Allah Almighty took the strongest out of trillions of sperm sails. We were the strongest of those who were emitted out the loins of our Father, because Allah had in mind that we would be the ones strong enough to establish His kingdom within the kingdom of Shaitan.
Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir!
Never ever having seen Allah, never ever having seen beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, never ever seen any of the 124,000 prophets, but staying, keeping our discipline and maintaining ourselves to be the ones that when Allah called, we came. Mostly we busy. When Allah calls, I got something to do. Wait a minute, I want to go get hot. No, I got this party. I want to see this sister. I want to see this brother. No, I got this movie I want to go to. I got this money I got to make. What happens? We always end up in some place where we don't want to be. And then we say, why? We are the why. We are the why. Allah placed everything in us to reach what we did. It wasn't the food that brought us in 9 months in gestation. Allah Almighty had already programmed in us where we were to be. It's not the food that gives us power. Allah gives us power. Allah has programmed us to reach what we need to reach. And so we have people divided and conquered by something inferior to us. If there are 6,666 verses in the Quran, and then 6,666 meaning in the Quran, that means that nobody is outside of anything. Everybody comes for the same purpose. No matter if they are a doctor or whatever, a lawyer or whatever, they still have to maintain their purpose. People go to the mosque, well, what's my purpose? They just go for Friday for the Jumah, or they go to church on Sunday, or they go to synagogue on Saturday, and still not knowing why they are on the planet. Isn't that a good question to ask? I mean, why am I here? I mean, I can speak, I can think. What is my purpose? I have powers that these other creatures don't have. They crawl and they can fly. But we put them in zoos. They're more powerful, they're faster than us. But we can corral them and enslave them. We can ride horses. We can get whales out of the ocean. We can do many, many things. We can dive for pearls. We can get gold out of the earth. We can get diamonds. We can do anything. But what is our purpose? We build lofty buildings, fast cars, and yet we walk around, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. We are the ones who are responsible we have to come back to us. We have to start thinking like how the prophets taught us to think. Because when we start to think the way the prophets taught us to think, then our bodies will be a servant to that. If Moses was thinking so to the point that this sea has to be parted, in order for us to be saved, this sea gonna have to part so we can go through, and then those people come behind us that are our enemies have to be drowned in order for us to be safe. Who thinks like that? Jesus Christ said, you know, this man is dying, this was a good man, boom, I'm gonna bring him back. Bang! Who thinks like that? When those disciples were around him and they didn't believe, they wanted a sign, and he says, oh Allah, send a table spread from the heavens so we may eat on earth that is from heaven, to give us some faith and some understanding. Who thinks like that? Where did he get those thoughts to think like that, to have his body as a servant to bring that in motion? We listen to Shaitan, and that's why our acts are decadent. Our bodies do decadent things, and so they put us in cages because we're lower than animals. Because we're dangerous to ourselves and everybody else. We think thoughts of lust, and then we act out our lust on men, women on women, or men or women on animals. We saturate our bodies with things that are against, that are synthetic, trying to compensate for some reality in ourselves, making us drunk and befogged and out of tune with ourselves. Yet we ask ourselves, why? When Allah Almighty sent through this whole scenario of getting us here to be a light for all people. And that's why good people have to be everywhere. It's like stars in dark nights. The stars, you see the stars, they are spaced, placed within the darkness. All the stars are not clumped together. So everyone has run from the place in which all of the prophets, may Allah be pleased with them, came to give them the revelation, gave them the mentality to think, to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth. And they have left it because they said that this place is the promised land. It is the promised land, but not the way they was thinking. They was thinking dunya, promised land. You see Muslims now in the street working. They should be in Jumah. They out working for the money. They know better. They know the Quran. They can trace their grandparents back to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. But yet, when Allah calls us to prayer, they are still out working. And that's why they're cursed over there. Around the Kaaba, around the Prophet's mosque. All of that area. And that's why doom keeps coming on them. Because they have left the Prophet, peace be upon him. They have left Islam. But that power is never wasted. Allah knew what they were going to do. So Allah replanted it in the West in a people who were lost, decadent, left to die. To give them the reparations. We build America for free. Yes, we will promise 40 acres and a mule, but we're on welfare. We don't have no mules, we don't have no acres. And it's not that we begged them for it, we earned it. And Allah knew that would happen.